Welcome to the Halo Outreach Podcast, where we reach out to you, the Halo community, to keep you up to date on everything that's going on in the Halo universe.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome to episode number 38 of the Halo Outreach Podcast. You can find us on Spotify and Podbean, as well as YouTube as well. But today we are gathered with our lovely co-host, the Patman, gaming with his nice little cross-eyed bobblehead.
Cross-eyed Locke for the win. Just sums up the Locke character, I think, in general. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with people that are cross-eyed. It's just a fail on the maker's part. If you guys can see that.
Yeah.
Which way is he looking? Is he looking this way? Is he looking that way?
He's like it looks like an iguana. He's like looking both ways outwards.
Just.
Or a chameleon, right? The chameleon, not an iguana.
Yes, that's a chameleon.
I gotta be proper
learn
with
your
my
reptiles.
Yeah, I gotta learn. What is it, elementary school
You
level?
just pissed
reptiles?
off the whole reptile community.
Oh my god! I'm about to get some angry tweets about this one. Okay, anyway,
And rightfully so.
So today on the podcast, we're going to be talking about Halo MCC bug fixes. As you know, Halo 2 and Halo 3 are kind of messed up at the moment. And literally just like an hour or two before recording this podcast, we got an update on the Halo support side with the current status of the bug fixes, and it's looking very promising. So we'll get into some details about that. Afterwards, we'll talk about, obviously, the release of Halo 2 Anniversary onto the PC and what our experience has been with that. If we think it was a solid release, minus the bug issues, because we mentioned that previously. And then we'll also talk about the new ways for anybody to have a potential to become a pro Halo player with the Halo MCC Pro Series as well. And talk about the ways you can sign up, take part, and potentially make yourself into a professional Halo gamer by just sitting at your room being an amazing Halo boy or girl. But before we get into that, Pat, how was your week? How you been? This is the last podcast episode. Any craziness happen on your side of the states?
That's a good question. Nothing crazy, I would say. However, on my side of things, we are streaming some Resident Evil 2, which, if you know anything about me, a big baby when it comes to horror. So that's been fun. People have been enjoying watching me literally piss myself on stream, because every little corner I'm just like,
it's a sin.
Yeah. So
dude, I'm the worst with horror
it's a really
games,
good game. Yeah, I don't do horror at all, but people wanted to see it, and I heard it. People keep telling me it was really good, and it is really good so far. So I've been enjoying that, and doing the good old, continuing a couple missions a week on the good old lasso. Whoa, voice crack.
That's what lasso does.
Lasso
man.
grind. It does, man. It fucking breaks me as a man. Breaks me my manhood.
Every level, she's a kick in the balls.
It was. We just did library. Finished the library like the Sunday or Saturday, I think. And that took like 3 or 4 hours to complete just by itself. So that was not fun. But besides that, I've been good. How you been doing? What's new with you? On
doing well.
Besides couches, let's not go.
Oh god,
not go down that hole.
Basically, I was trying to get a couch and for my sister, and trying to give away our current couch, and it was just a pain in the ass. Eventually, we did end up getting the couches. Everything is fine. Like, it was an annoying circle of who's doing what task at what time. But anyway, so coordinating things with family is coordinating things with your family is always super easy.
Yeah.
But I was not able to finish the last or Jedi Fallen Order. I was gonna say Last of Us for some reason.
You got too distracted, dude. You got too distracted, man. You didn't have your eyes on the prize.
But I will plan to finish that up. But I'm grinding out the Halo 2 awesomeness because it's fun. I'm having a good time with it. And in my free time, though, I've kind of also taken a little less time playing video games and going into programming a little bit. You guys remember during the summer of 2019, I took some Python courses to try to get a new skill set for job stuff and all that greatness. And I kind of fell out of the loop for the last few months, just getting distracted with the holidays, and then just, blur. Yeah, just being intimidated for trying to get into the thing. So now I'm stepping up, getting into Python coding. I'm trying to make a program that will count down respawn times for Halo 2 anniversary power weapons and power-ups and stuff like that. So basically while you're playing, you hit like a hotkey, starts that timer, and once that timer is done, it makes a little beep noise letting you know that, hey, sniper rifle spawned up, which I think would be a super useful program to have. I'm trying to figure that whole thing out.
Make me a bot on Twitch for that, because I think that'd be a really cool Twitch bot to have like weapon timers to put in chat.
I totally
like,
could
hey,
do something with that, yeah. Through Nightbot.
Pretty dope.
Have Twitch viewers be like, exclamation snipe.
Yeah, and then they could interact. That'd be a cool interaction and cool way to time power ups.
Yeah, I was thinking about that. Now I have to completely rewrite everything. Thanks, Pat. So the last 4 days have been for nothing.
Should have came to me first, dude. Should have came to me first, man. I have ideas. Nobody asked.
Oh, that's actually a good idea, though. But yeah, and so I've been getting into that. So far, I'm trying to get down. I just need to get down the one code that does the timing in the UI, and I can just replicate it just over and over again throughout the rest of this. And I'm getting really close. So now you press the button, it counts down the time. So now you just need to replicate it and just link all the UIs properly, and set up hotkeys and stuff. But we're getting real close with that. Anyways, though, getting a little sidetracked. Currently, MCC is a bit of a mess right now, and obviously 343 and their partner members at Saber and other associated teams are working on the situation at the moment. So I figured we'd give you guys a little update on May 18th, literally, as it says, 2 hours ago. So probably more like 3 hours now, because this probably has an update. But it's been like 3 hours of the recording of this podcast. We got an update. So hot off the press for you guys. Show you guys what we're talking about here. We'll just read it out right because it's a pretty short update right here. Just saying, after further investigation with our internal teams, we believe that we have fixed all 3 of the issues outlined below: Halo 2 projectiles, Halo 3 match stability, Halo 3 crashes on Valhalla. Pending further testing and verification, the build with these fixes will be sent through our certification pipeline and eventually released in an upcoming hotfix. As the build moves through this standard release process, we will continue to share daily updates on this process. And if you see anything else, make sure you go to the Halo support website. So, basically meaning you're not going to be getting shot from random rockets or getting killed by people shooting the shotgun into the ground or sniper rifles shots betraying you. It looks like they figured it out, and looks like it's going to be coming pretty soon. I would assume later this week we'll probably see an update on this, which is going to be great. Because when this Halo 2 release and all these bugs came out, like I was having just PTSD 2014 flashbacks of just like, that again. Yeah. But man, it's good to see that they are fixing this stuff. I did see that they mentioned other errors that they found. Like apparently there was like a legacy bug in Halo 2 that was in the original launch that they looked like they were able to pinpoint, not as a pinpoint down the fix, but they found it out and looking to fix that as well. So there's quite a few things going on with that, but at least like now Halo 2, nothing about the hit registration, which I saw a few things about hit reg being quite inconsistent, to say the best.
Yeah.
With
I've experienced that a few times on Classic.
Now that could also be the issue, because it seemed like apparently the projectile issue was with, if you're looking down, it will shoot at other people who are looking down at the same time.
Yeah.
Which is a very odd bug to have. But
extremely odd.
Yeah, we saw like that one video that I was thinking it was probably a partner at Saber would probably post up that video real quick, just kind of showing like, okay, now you look down, now you look up. It's like very tedious.
I don't know if that was anybody official, because in the comments, I mean, it could be, but they like called out 343 in the comment section. They replied, so I like with a reply, they were just like, dude, they're like, how does this glitch even happen? And they just respond with, because 343. And I was like, I don't know if that's a partner, because 343 lawyer is gonna be coming after them like that.
But yeah, and so it's random stuff, especially since I watched a video from, God, I'm blanking on his name. He does a lot of modding content on his YouTube channel. I referenced his video basically saying that like Halo 2's engine is held together by popsicle sticks and duct tape is how he mentioned it. And the fact that they were able to get anything done, the fact that the game even works properly is a miracle. Because Halo 2's development, if you guys don't know, was hell. And they've had to basically rewrite everything 6 months before launch. Which is, stuff like that will happen. But
and it still ended up being one of the greatest games of all time.
Yeah, just
pretty impressive.
Yeah, pretty insane. You definitely know that they probably spent like 80-hour work weeks trying to get that game done before it released.
According to a couple people on my YouTube videos, they're like, "Yo, MCC is so easy to make. I don't get how they messed this up. MCC is so easy to make. Just a launcher. It's just a launcher for the 11 games were already there for the 11 engines were already there for them to port over. All they had to do was port it over. It's just so easy." Yeah, it's so easy. That's why no other game in the history of gaming has 11 engines.
I guarantee those people saying that it's this easy don't know anything about how coding works. I'm trying my ass off just to have a button count down from 60 and work in a simple basic UI that's like not flashy at all, and I'm having problems with that. Of course, I'm obviously not a seasoned veteran when it comes to coding, but still. Yeah, but
try making a website or something and tell me that coding and stuff is easy. One little thing goes wrong.
Oh, you forgot the comma.
You put a period in there? Oh, hell no. Shut it down.
Exactly. So, glad to see that's going to be fixed with Halo 2 and Halo 3. Seems like we'll see what happens when the patch hotfix does come in. Obviously, your boys here, both of us will probably have our own videos to get those ad venues on what the current hotfix and how the process works. Hopefully it doesn't bust up anything else, but it should be just fine. But yeah, so glad to see that's going to work out just fine, guys. So other than that, though, obviously we've seen a lot of issues with like, oh my god, Halo 2 is busted, Halo 3 is busted, but doesn't mean that the game is not a playable, fun experience.
No, I mean, yeah, it's. I mean, we've both gone into great detail on our channels about this. I don't think it was an excuse. It was not an unexcusable launch.
Oh yeah,
there's some shit that went down. Wasn't as bad as 2014 because we could at least play the game.
Right.
But it was, like you said, some serious like, oh god, here we go,
here we go again.
Yeah, that good old GTA fucking meme. Oh shit, here we go again.
Shit, here we go again.
That's kind of what it felt like. Yeah, this is bad. At first I couldn't replicate that one bug, the one on Halo 3. You actually had to go to I was trying to replicate it in regular Slayer, but there's also I don't know if you've experienced this too in Halo 3. Like there's no bullet sounds or something when you're getting shot. Like your shield bar would just go. Tss, tss. You just hear that, tss, 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 and then you're dead. So there's that glitch, but then in Big Team, the Big Team, it's so freaking funny. Like when you play like you play a full match and it's fine until like 5 or 6 minutes left, and then the connection goes to shit. You press, I'm on bumper jumper, so you press B to get in a vehicle, and it just goes zoom. It just drives off on it. It's a hilarious glitch. I think it's a hilarious bug, but obviously it's not hilarious for the game to be breaking like that. But I just think it's funny to just watch. I just go along the line. Like I was on Sand Trap, I just went along the line, sending all the like slapping a horse's butt and telling it to go off. Like that's all I was just doing, sending all the warthogs in all directions. Yeah, get up, boy, go. You just send them on their way. You just watch it go across it. It's so funny, but yeah, it's unexcusable as well.
Yes, but it looks like all that stuff is going to be resolved in the coming hotfix. But obviously we had Halo 2 Anniversary release on PC. So I thought I kind of want to go over like some of the new things that are in the game, especially challenges which are not exactly straightforward as they should be, in my opinion. We can probably go over that a little bit as well. Just talking about some like new features and stuff like that. Like talking about obviously you had the new Spartan and Elite model viewer in Unreal 4, which does look pretty dang awesome, I should say. Obviously we have theater mode coming in for Halo 2 Anniversary and Halo Reach as well. If I do remember, it currently is locked at 60 frames per second for theater mode, but it doesn't bother me one bit. As long as it's at least 60, then it's fine for me. Like, it's whatever. We also have weekly campaign challenges that came in, which obviously you're probably going like, well, I thought that was coming in. Where is it at? There's no UI built in it for the game, but it's in the game. If we go check out this link right here, I can show you what we're talking about. Basically, if you just any challenge, pretty much right now, I think what challenges renew on 10
Wednesday.
Yes, along with the playlist updates, right? And so basically, the way the challenges are working out, that's you get a certain amount of XP for completing any campaign mission on some level of difficulty. I see you peeking. I see Locke peeking in right there. But yeah, and so on easy you get 5k XP, normal 10k, heroic 15k, legendary 25k. Now say if you haven't done any of the campaign missions and you're making me crack out too much. Say you haven't completed any of the campaign challenges, you just do legendary, you'll unlock the 25k, the 15k, the 10k, and the 5k all together. You get totaling for how much is how much?
I think it's a total of 25k for legendary, and
then you get the 15k
up to
you get the 10k, and then you get also
I think
the 5k.
It's 55 or something per game. So you could do like 300,000 something XP per week you get, because you get it for each game. So you could do a
Halo really for each
ODST
game
mission. Yep. So ODST mission, Halo Reach mission, Halo 2 mission, Halo 1 mission, Halo 3 mission, Halo 4 mission. You get it for each one. So every week. So yeah, you can get around 300 something thousand XP. I forgot what the exact number is.
Yeah. So get grind on with that, which I think is awesome.
Yes.
I really wish they had a UI built out for it. I wouldn't think it'd be that tricky to build out a UI, but I mean,
no. I mean, that's coming eventually. Yeah. We knew that was good. We knew that was coming, like me and you, but to the general consumer, a lot of people were like, yo, where's the challenges? Well, you know, you gotta stay informed, people. You gotta subscribe to Patman Gaming and KevinKoolx, and then you would have known about it.
You have known,
on, people.
Exactly.
Now you know.
Subscribe,
but
like, subscribe,
share it out on Twister, and yeah, all those things.
But and also I thought the weapon model changes were going to come as well with this update, but I guess that's coming in a later update as well.
What changes?
The weapon model positioning.
Yes. Yeah, that's coming in a future update as well. Yeah.
But also with this update came with the fix of the Magnum pistol increased bullet spread with unlimited frames. They fixed that as well, so you guys will be able to play Halo Combat Evolved as it should be, which I feel like that was kind of like a little unacceptable to be released in that kind of state, because I think that was brought up in the flights of CE, but then only now just got fixed like a month late, like 2 months later, or a month later. Yeah, 2 months later. Yeah. So that kind of was like that got fixed, so that's good. And then just kind of got a lot of like little minor bugs, fixes, and stuff like that they know about that came with this update as well. Apparently, Halo 4 got a fix. The Mantis missile charge was missing the visual effects in your Halo 4. So there you go, Pat. Your favorite Call of Duty game got a fix. Yeah. Nailed it. But how has your experience been with Halo 2 Anniversary's release? You're muted.
Oh, well, thank you. I had to mute myself because I was thinking zero in the chat, and I didn't want to be like click, 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 click. Besides the obvious of Halo 2 Classic that was broken, it didn't bother me as much as maybe everybody else was really looking forward to, because I was personally looking forward to H2A. And we got some H2A in, and we actually have a ranked playlist in H2A again, which we don't have on Xbox, so that's been really nice to go and play, even though I've been constantly getting destroyed in it.
It's I thought Reach was sweaty. This is just an extra level of just drip.
Yeah. Drip. So that, it's been fun though, and did a little bit of campaign action, and it's always nice to actually be able to use a mouse and keyboard in campaign. But when I'm in multiplayer, I still just cannot get behind mouse and keyboard input in multiplayer. So, yep, been one of those controller users that everybody hates. So.
Apparently that's a thing now in Fortnite as well, about the aim assist on controller being too strong.
Oh.
It's not just a Halo thing. I think it's just games in general. But get that going on. But my experience with Halo 2 is obviously classics busted, so I haven't really touched that a whole lot. But doing a lot of H2A, which I do love. I was actually kind of focusing to play mainly H2A anyways for the multiplayer side of things, because H2A and H2C are two completely different games, how they play.
Yeah.
And obviously I would like to play classic because the feels. And I think it's like the best BR in Halo is in Halo 2.
Hands down, yeah.
And but it'll get fixed.
Way better
soon.
than that other game you like that's coming out next.
But
That's true.
But so I've been playing that. I've been playing hardcore, which I've been playing mainly on mouse and keyboard as well. And at first I was like really struggling with the aiming with mouse and keyboard, but then I realized my normal sensitivity is at 0.8, but then I realized my aim down sight sensitivity is at 1. So I was like, because I don't know why I was set to that.
Who does that?
I don't know where I didn't realize I was set to that. So when I realized I was set to that.
Always have lower than your regular sensitivity.
I tuned it down to like a 0.6 now for aims down sight, and then 0.8 for overall. And now I've noticed a lot.
DPI.
And then I noticed a lot of improvement in my aim for aim down sights, where now I feel like I'm much more of a solid shot on mouse and keyboard. And so,
what DPI are you rocking on your mouse? Do you know?
I mean, Razer Synapse says 1800, but
damn, that's high.
I've heard that Razer Synapse uses its own kind of units. That 1800 is probably more akin to like 800 or 900 DPI on most software.
Okay.
So there is that.
I usually do like around 800.
But but it's been feeling good for me. Actually, the aiming, ever since I did that change, aim has been feeling a lot better for me on mouse and keyboard. My only issue is my movement is definitely better on controller. And I think it's more me just having to get used to a different interface playing on mouse and keyboard. Because obviously when you're playing with a controller and the sticks, you can kind of use more gradual movements with the joysticks. Right. Where on mouse and keyboard, it's all or nothing when it comes to those inputs.
Can you make that Ring 3 jump on Shrine and mouse and keyboard?
Yeah, I can make that jump, yeah.
I can't. I gotta use any kind of precise jumping. Like you said, it might be just me being so used to using controller for so long on Halo.
But I will say,
I can't do that.
You have to land. You have to make your jumps more precisely on mouse and keyboard because, like, say if you're doing like that jump up to like another Shrine reference, if you're making like a blue or red jump up to Ring 2, you have to jump at the right time on keyboard. Where like if you do it a little late on the jump on controller, you can kind of just like, I'll just kind of lean back on the stick a little bit, Right. Where like on the mouse and keyboard, if you do a little late of a jump, you're like kind of stuttering your way back to land on it, which is not the most like smooth motion to play. So that's where I find. So I'm just kind of, my movement's definitely better on controller, but it's getting better on mouse and keyboard. But I feel like my aim is just about the same when it comes to.
So trash.
Yeah, pretty much, No, I'm mainly playing hardcore on Anniversary, and I've been kind of breaking even for the most part. If I go negative, it's like 1 or 2 or 3, like 3 or 4 negative, and if I go positive, it's like 3 or 4 positive. So it's all just kind of balancing out to about even on my kill death ratio and stuff like that. So I'm not really like going off and carrying, but I'm not a detriment to the team. Of course, right now, like the way 1 to 50 rank system works, it's kind of like you got some gods that are currently rank 7, Yeah. Because I think max rank right now, I think it's probably around the 30s. So hopefully I get the chance to let the dust settle and I'll get that match against my true level 6s.
Yeah.
But yeah, talking about sweating it up actually before we transfer over, is there anything else you kind of want to mention about your experience playing Halo 2 on PC? Or you just kind of want to keep showing?
I think Locke is just really happy that he's in the intro cutscene to H2A on PC. He's just glad he made the cut.
Is the light green to switch over to talk about how to go pro?
That's a Halo 5 reference. Some of these PC players aren't going to get that, man.
Oh. Well, they can play Halo 5 on PC, but it's a kind of a weird version
Not
of
campaign.
it. But yeah, so
Cannot play campaign.
talking about sweating it up in Halo, we had a recent announcement about the HCS Pro Series for the MCC. As you do know, that I'm sure the original plan was to have tons of events throughout the country of the US to be like, hey, we're having an event here, go play some Halo, compete in your $50,000 tournaments, yada yada yada. Obviously, with the current events of things going on, that's not happening this year. But you don't want your community to die out of all your competitive players. And so what do? Well, you adapt, improvise, overcome. And so now we have the HCS Pro Series. So basically, these are going to be weekly online tournaments that are going to be held for the competitive community, which is awesome. I'm really glad that 343 and their partners are taking the time to work out this kind of stuff, because they could have easily been like, dude, it's MCC, no one's gonna give any craps about this game in 6 months anyways, just fend for yourselves, whatever, and just but looks like, I'm glad they're not doing that. And so basically there's gonna be alternating weeks between open tournaments and pro tournaments. Open tournaments are gonna be just what it is. Any team can sign up and play against each other for some prize money. Obviously, the prize money is not too great. With each open tournament is going to be single elimination. I did look it up. There's going to be 128 spots available for different teams to join in on this, which is signed up through Faceit, which is a previous partner that 343 had with, I think, the London tournament, which was like last year or 2 years ago, something like that. So they partnered up with them, which I think they're known for their CSGO, but they're definitely, trying to get their foot in when it comes to Halo, which is great. But yeah, prize money for for open tournaments can be first place $250, second place $150, third place $100. Obviously, not really rolling in the dough, but these are going to be weekly tournaments, you guys. So bi-weekly is going to be an open tournament. And so after each open tournament, the top 8 teams from that are going to progress over to the pro tournaments, which will face against the top 8 teams from DreamHack Anaheim. And so basically, then you'll have a rotating group of top 8 people from the pro tournament automatically qualify for the next pro tournament, and then the top 8 teams for the open tournaments will fill in the other 8 teams to make it a 16-team bracket with a round robin single elimination. That's what that one as well. We can see the dates here starting on May 23rd, which is going to be this Saturday. It's going to be an open tournament. I don't know if anything's going to be streamed on this. If it is, it's going to be with individual streamers. So if you want to catch that, definitely check out Twitch. Most likely, I'm sure. Mixer for your weirdos out there. Okay, Pat is literally petting the head of Locke right now.
he needs some comfort, man.
You're breaking me, man.
It's very mean.
I'm trying to be very professional here, and you're breaking me.
I'm sorry. I'm not very professional right now.
But then also, obviously, you can see the list right here if you're watching. But basically, 23rd, open bracket, open tournament. That's all, folks. 30th weekend of the 30th is going to be pro, and then you have open pro, kind of alternating that way. So far, it's all planned out until July 18th, and so I'm guessing they'll probably see what's happening from there. And like I said, I'm partnering with their buddies over in Faceit. Now, I do remember I looked this up, and I think it's not region locked either when it comes to signing up with this. So you can just kind of, if you have a team and you're willing to fight the lag, sign up, I guess. I'm pretty sure these will be US based matches. So they do mention in the blog update here, but if you want to compete in other Halo tournaments, say like if you're in Europe, you have Europa Halo. If you're in Toronto, you got your Grand Toronto Halo. SWAT Nation has their own thing going on, and also there is Australia Halo, I think is what it's referred to as. Halo Australia. They have their own pro league going on over there as well. If you guys feel a little, if you're international family members of the Halo community and you feel a little left out, well, there's your other outlet. You can try to get in on that as well. I did see that Tashi mentioned about how Matt Klein is looking to find some way to do some kind of production to stream at least his pro tournaments, since there is no spectator mode in the MCC, because none of these classic games had spectator mode initially. So they're looking to find some way to probably utilize other people's streams to broadcast these. But no word on that exactly yet, if that's going to be possible. But they do mention that if you're going to want to watch this, we do know for sure that most likely people will be streaming these games. So if you want to catch them, just catch out individual streams and get to go on and do that. Now, I did reach out to them though. I was like, hey, I've done some casting previously. You're playing your amateur players get a chance to do some pro gaming. What about let your amateur casters do some pro casting?
Oh.
And I did reach out, and they're like, well, we're looking to keep it in-house, but I'll let you know if we can fit you in, kind of thing. But yeah, we'll see.
From the couch. Do it from the new couch.
So Pat, what team are you putting together to go pro in Halo?
I don't need a team. I just enter myself, and it's just how easy it is. You know the usual team: me, Rapscallion, Jimbo, and then Kevin just knocking on the door. Hey, come play.
And he goes, no, sorry,
and then
Ghost.
We slam the door out.
He's like, no, sorry, Ghost filled in that spot. And I'm like, yeah, that's probably a good move.
Ghost plays classic Halo? What? Oh, I don't think so.
but yeah, so those are the kind of updates when it comes to pro stuff. I think it's awesome. This is like the best avenue I've ever seen for amateur players to get a chance to play some competitive Halo at the high tier pro level. So if you're someone who's been trying their damnedest to get involved with some pro Halo, now is the time to get your name out there. Let people know that, yeah, I got the skills, all right? I'm ready to play. I can keep up with your Sentinels, your former mantras.
See if you got the specs to back it up, too. That's one thing I don't... Excuse me. That's one thing I don't like about these online tournaments, per se. It's just, it's different when you're on an Xbox, but when you're on PC, you got, every little thing counts, when you're in a competitive scene. So, if you have 240 hertz refresh rate and you're rocking a fucking 2080 and your just eyes are bleeding and you're just cracked out and you're going in versus some guy who can barely run MCC on a potato laptop that's got a 60 hertz monitor, it kind of sucks for them, but you get what you pay for, so that's part of the PC platform. So it would be cool if I don't think there ever would be a way to like lock the settings up where you had to have the same specifications across the board, like a max spec rating or something would be kind of cool to have in those future tournaments, but whatever.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure exactly how like other games do their in-game settings, like CSGO or Fortnite and stuff like that. Like you're only allowed to have like 110 FOV at most or something like that, or some weird little rules like that, or you have to run medium settings and stuff like that, because we've seen previously in other PC games that don't really take that kind of like advantage into consideration when it comes to graphical quality. Like I remember seeing like in PUBG when that was like the new hot game to play. And listeners, Pat just literally just placed his block bubble head on the bill of his hat right now, and we're just kind of sitting there watching this happen.
He's chilling.
With that, like I remember in PUBG that like if you were actually playing on high settings, you got all the nice grass textures and you can kind of like hide in the grass and stuff like that. But if you're playing on low settings, all that vertical grass texture was just gone, so it's just flat ground. So you could literally like see people who thought they were hidden in grass to be completely visible, just laying down open field.
I always turn my settings down on PUBG. Yeah, PUBG, and I do the same thing on Warzone. Like certain like your textures and stuff you want on low, your shadows you want on low, so you can see that. Yo, Locke is dead. So you can see that kind of stuff. Yeah, it's definitely an advantage.
So yeah, but I think especially with the Halo 2 anniversary, there really isn't that much any kind of advantage when it comes to settings. Maybe FOV, but that's about it. I remember when they did Reach, it all pretty much looked the same to me, so I think not really much to worry about that. They did actually just mention that they had some major teams actually just confirmed to sign up for the first pro tournament, which we have the former Mantra team, their former mantra, because apparently the mantra org is just imploding right now. And we have Sentinels, former Tox. They are going to be confirmed. The former Unlimited team with a little bit of a roster change, which is going to be 3/4 of Splice minus Shotzi. They replaced Shotzi with Bound, I think, or somebody like that. That's another team. And then we also have a bit of a wild card team. I think there was like Trippy is going to on that team. I can't remember exactly everyone off the top of my head that's on that team name, but they were definitely like a wild card kind of team. I think they could cause some havoc. But as we've seen in the last few tournaments, Tox is not as dominant as they have been. And so it's, I think, up to a lot of people to see how well people, we got a new game, new platform, a lot of things could change. H2A, though, I will say that Tox, which at the time I think they were Counter Logic Gaming, they were pretty much like the go-to team during that time. But actually, no, I remember Evil Genius was. That's a different team. That was the go-to team on H2A.
I remember them, yeah.
Yes. And so, like I said, new game, new platform, a lot of things could change. But definitely looking forward to watching that for sure. We'll probably touch on it when it happens in the next podcast. I know Pat is just super into like the competitive.
Just love the pro scene. It's so cool, man.
I love it. I've always loved it since the Halo 3 days. But
Yeah, you're a nerd. We're all nerds here.
But yeah.
We're all nerds here.
So I think it's awesome though, again, get a chance for amateur players to get their foot in the door for the pro scene, because it never was a straight shot to get in. Now it is a straight shot, which is awesome. I really hope they continue on something like this for Infinite as well, as most likely we will not be able to have in-person tournaments towards the end of this year either. Just out of safety, because rumor has it a second wave might happen during the fall and winter. But again, that's all speculation. So hopefully do something like this for Infinite. That'd be awesome to see. Yeah, again, amateur players get a chance to get your foot in the door. But anyway, so we can move forward on to Halo playlist updates, because now I'm sure you've listened to all this amazing Halo news and information and discussion. You're like, dude, I just really want to play some Halo right now, but things are always changing about what's available. Guys, please tell me what I can play right now. And so, Pat, I want you to take this away.
Let me do Halo 5, because I don't know what the hell's coming to MCC, but Halo 5 upcoming calendar. We got it right here from Udishek's latest community update, which he did basically go through in the word format of everything we just talked about in this podcast. So if you guys are looking for like pictures and stuff, go ahead and check that out. But Halo 5 upcoming playlists. I do want to mention too before we we could mention it after before we end the podcast. A couple things on Halo Infinite, nothing big. Don't get excited, people. So May 7th, we had Snipers and Roman King. On the 14th, Griffball came in for Roman King and Warzone Assault. Coming up on the 21st, we have Action Sack rotating in for Griffball. And on the 28th, for the ranked Halo 2, BR Slayer actually that's still social, rotates in for Action Sack. Warzone Turbo will go live for the weekend as well, next weekend, not this week. So right now for Halo 5, your main offering is going to be Action Sack for your double XP for those trying to make it through the final grind for 152. And that's about it for Halo 5. What's coming up for MCC? I know we had there's an experimental playlist going live or something, isn't there? They worded it so weird. But I'm guessing that's AR BTB or something.
Why not bring it back? I also watched it. I think there's also mentioned that June 4th will be the new season in Halo 5. So if you guys are trying to grind out your Onyxes or grind out...
We'll get there next week. Don't mention that yet, Kevin. That's too early. Too early.
But yeah, let the people know, like, oh, God, I've been trying to get the Onyx. I've been trying to get somewhere in my new level. My time is limited.
3 weeks away.
Exactly. I'm just letting the people know, man. Okay, I'm just trying to help. I'm just trying.
All right. Well, since he wants to mention June 4th, we also have Free For All coming in for ranked in June, and Castle Wars is coming back for the
Free For All's coming back. People
1 millionth
Free
time.
For All. All right,
and people love Castle Wars, so there's those kind of people. So
yeah. Okay, so the last update that we had on MCC Plays Updates was actually June 6th, so there really isn't anything that changed, but just for a friendly reminder. Halo 4 Precision 4v4 Halo Reach 4v4 Precision Slayer map pool has been updated, so I'm sure the rotation will be a little bit better for you guys. Rotated Griffball into the featured category for social. And ranked changes. Halo Reach ranked Team Slayer playlist retired, which like that was retired when it was even released. Nobody played that. Like people were crying, like I want it. Then they're like, okay, we'll give it to you, and you're like, I don't care about it.
Yeah, basically.
So that's shame I haven't
Okay,
that ceremony. Yeah,
I found the playlist schedule. Okay, so Big Team was the Big Team Battle update on the 13th. On the 20th, this is what I was talking about, an experimental playlist, and then on the 27th, a monthly feedback maintenance playlist, which I don't think they've announced what that is yet, but that's what I'm saying. I think that's just AR, BTB, or whatever.
Oh, is that on
is
this in the community
That was
update?
on the April development update.
Oh, April development update.
Yep. About halfway down after the field of view changes. So, and then Shoddy Snipers will be making a return June 3rd on my daughter's birthday, on my firstborn's birthday. Shoddy Snipers. So, what better way to celebrate my daughter's birthday than to hop on some Halo with her and do some shoddy snipes, you know?
I can't imagine a better family bonding
dad.
experience than that.
Exactly.
If only I could do the same.
Had kids.
I just got the ring. That's all I can do now.
Someday you'll have the kids.
Which I did just get the ring the other day, which is pretty cool.
Yes, he did.
Because May 16th would have been my wedding day, but obviously it wasn't.
Rona said no.
But my fiance got me a pretty slick ring. It's a titanium band, and it has two different like rocks in it. So the one strip in it is meteorite, the other strip in it,
the other strip, Meryl Streep
is a dinosaur fossil. So I'm like, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, but is this a verified dino fossil? What's to prevent somebody from just crunching up some dirt and be like, "Yo, dinosaur fossil." Dinos were here.
Dino.
This is dirt from dinosaurs right here.
Good question.
You just gotta take their word for it, I guess.
But
it's still a pretty cool concept.
Yeah, it looks cool. I'm super happy about it. Yeah, couldn't imagine anything better from a better woman.
There you go. You should probably like marry her or something.
Probably. Maybe we might do that in 2 months. We'll see.
Maybe.
If we can, we'll see.
Right. Yeah, we'll see. It's not really up to you at this point.
Right.
It's up to Corona.
But yeah, so that's all the.
Let me talk about Halo Infinite real quick. Right quick. It's been confirmed, people. We already talked about this, but it's been confirmed. Halo Infinite will be at the July 2020 Xbox 2020 event that will be taking place, which me and Kevin will of course be live streaming and reacting to. But 343 has come out themselves and confirmed it. Unicheck, made it at the end of the community update. Also, there was another Halo Infinite leak, but that has been shot down by Unicheck on Reddit. Somebody made this huge leak that you could tell it was fake. That's why I commented on it before. I'm like, yo, half this seems fake, but other half seems like stuff that I've said in my videos that I've wanted. So it just feels like a bunch of community feedback all in one post.
Playable Elites is the one thing you wanted.
Playable Elites was in there. Invasion coming back was in there. No microtransactions, but Warzone 2.0 coming back.
They've literally confirmed microtransactions are coming into Halo.
They've confirmed no wrecks, I should say.
Yeah.
No wrecks are in the Warzone, so no wreck cards. It's just like a community, like, yo, this is what we want kind of post, basically. But somebody said it was a leak and that it was for real. They swear with no justification at all, and then
it's just text.
They came out and admitted it was fake.
It was just text from a Reddit post.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad that Unicheck replied to that though, because a lot of times developers are just silent about that. Not to say developers, but like.
But he didn't reply about the ones we've talked about earlier.
True. I was gonna mention that because I didn't get a chance to see that Reddit post, so I wasn't quite sure exactly what might have been copied over.
6-part video series coming up about speculation.
Gotta get those ad venues,
we got
man.
The ideas. Gotta get the ad venues, man. You got so many venues to add, man.
But and so, I think 343 was silent about the earlier leaks, But these leaks, they're like, no, we're shutting this down.
Yeah, shut it down.
So, just saying.
Yeah,
just
could be
saying.
true.
Just saying the same. But yeah,
Just saying.
I think that's gonna do it for the show, guys. But before you go, like I said, we are on Spotify and on Podbean. If you'd like to listen into the podcast without wasting your phone battery, watching the YouTube version or something like that, link in the description down below for those, and links in the description for all of Pat's stuff. Which, Pat, how can people find your content on the internet?
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much for asking.
Mm.
They could find me at the Patman Gaming, just about anywhere. Twitch, YouTubes, Twitter, Instagrams. We got it all. Website, thepatmangaming.com. Just type it in. You'll find me. That's all I got to say. Where can people find you, Kevin?
You can find me at KevinKoolx Halo on Twitter, KevinKoolx on YouTube, KevinKoolx on Instagram, and on Facebook. If you want to see my Instagram posts on Facebook.
If you want to do an extra click, fuck it. Give the man some traffic on his Facebook.
But yeah, and yeah, thank you so much for watching in, guys, or listening. I greatly appreciate it. Pat and I do as well. Every time you guys come into the podcast. Last few episodes have actually gotten a lot of viewership, which has been pretty crazy. You know, a lot of people are excited about their Halo. You know, can I imagine when Halo Infinite comes around? I think they're gonna be real hyped, especially in July. We're gonna get some Infinite game. We're getting gameplay in Infinite. There's no way we're not.
We don't. Then community needs to get on their ass, honestly, because if they pull a Gears of War with Halo Infinite like they did last year, I will be pissed. Very pissed. So yeah.
Or like how they did the Gears tactics for like the first like 10 minutes talking about Gears of War. They're like, we're getting a Gears announcement. Gears mobile.
Here we go.
And then they're like, now we got Gears 5 too.
Oh yeah, Gears Funko Pop fucking.
I was laughing my ass off the whole time that E3 reveal. I'm like, there's no way this is the reveal. This is such a troll. And then they actually gave a little bit of Gears 5, yeah.
Yeah, a little bit of that escape mode, and then that was it. No campaign gameplay, which we don't get campaign and multiplayer gameplay. I'm gonna be pissed.
But yeah. So, anyways, guys, thank you so much for listening and watching into the podcast. As always, if you're in the Twitch chat, guys, we'll do a little Q&A afterwards. Maybe do a little bit of a marbles game with the chat. Just saying. But anyways, guys, thank you so much for listening and watching, and we'll catch you all in next week's episode. Bye. See